What's going on, y'all? So, gonna talk a little bit about something I think that probably gets talked about more than at least when I was coming up in bodybuilding, is the idea that it's hardcore, or you are doing something that is so extraordinarily difficult that only the hardcore person can do it, and this mentality of you're doing something that is abnormally hard, which is, yes, to some degree it is difficult to not eat, train hard, get enough sleep, and do all the things that you need to do, but it's not hardcore, in my opinion. Probably gonna piss off a lot of people by saying that, but to me, what's hardcore is, a single parent working 2 or 3 jobs to support their kid or their several kids or their, you know, some other family member or a friend or something like that. That's hardcore. Not sleeping, working 20-hour shifts, 36-hour shifts, or whatever they have to do in order to make ends meet. Um, the struggling anyone that is doing something that is not their choice. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's really easy, I think, for competitors to get into this mentality of that a very self-centered, selfish outlook on things. Oh, I'm suffering. Oh, I haven't eaten, and have these little outbursts or tantrums. And I'm not saying that I'm not immune to it. Do I get hangry? Of course. Am I irritable? Yes. You know, do I sometimes get a little bit short or snippy with people when I shouldn't? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, of course. Who wouldn't? I think most people that are hungry or that are doing something, you know, it's just that's gonna come out. But to sit in that feeling and justify those actions or that thought process and not snap yourself out of it as soon as it happens, to me, is very immature, and something maybe a first time competitor, maybe second time competitor, uh, is going to struggle with. So, and that's where this experience and that's where this journey really plays into developing you as a person and growing as an individual, as a person in the world, as a human being, and learning how to either allow the choices that you're making to compete and to have the luxury of choosing when to eat or not to eat, and being able to have plenty of food if you wanted it, to go out and spend the money to enter competitions and tan and shave and buy all that stuff. Like, keeping things in perspective when those irritations and those emotions hit you is tantamount to becoming a well-rounded bodybuilder. Do you have to do those things? No. I'm sure there are competitors out there that have competed for years, if not decades, that have never taken the time to self-evaluate and try and grow in those areas of their lives. And I bet you they're doing great. I bet you some of them are top pros and whatnot. I wouldn't know. I don't know. But I don't do this sport. I haven't chased this sport. I haven't continued in this sport because of the competition aspect, because it's so hardcore, because of whatever. Like, the reason I chase this sport and I continue to compete and put myself through this process is because every time I do, I come out on the other end with nuggets of wisdom, with personal growth, spiritual growth, emotional toughness, and just a sense of gratitude and humility that I didn't have before. And it always changes. And that's the beautiful thing about this for me. So I'm being very long-winded to talk about this because I think it's worth talking about. And again, like I started the video, I don't think enough people address these kinds of conversations in social media, especially in short form. This video is obviously a long one, and I'm guessing that this might be my vlog number 4, because this is how I'm feeling right now. It was a tough day for me. I didn't get very much sleep and woke up tired. And even though it was after a refeed, I've still been dieting for 4 months at this point, so the fatigue does catch up with me regardless of how many calories I might take, carbs and things like that. It's just some days are better than others, and if I don't get good sleep, I can tell right away. But you know um, it helps to keep things framed and in perspective and everything, and so that's where this topic of conversation is coming from. And again, I'm just using this as kind of as my prep vlog journal, and maybe one day I'll look back at this. I don't even think anyone watches these, but if they do, if you are, I appreciate it. You probably made it in at this point, maybe 10 minutes in. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I hope if you're on prep or experiencing some of the same things, that maybe this will help you at some point. But I love talking about this topic and this type of thing in particular. And hopefully, this is where my journey will take me is not only helping competitors go through this process and develop an appreciation for the sport that is beyond the aesthetic and beyond the physical, and realize that it, when taken as a whole and as a lifestyle, and embracing everything about it and what it can do for you as a person, like that's what I want to share, and that's what I want to try and help promote. And a big shout out to Team 3DMJ, the team that I'm on, the team that I'm blessed to be a part of, and have been mentored indirectly for the majority of my bodybuilding career journey, whatever you want to call it, lifestyle, and formally being coached this year by none other than Jeff Alberts, phenomenal coach. The amount that I have learned, and not even necessarily through direct verbal guidance, but just by sheer actions and the way that he carries himself, the way that he conducts business, the way that he does things, and how he presents himself to everyone else that he's either coaching or sharing content online with, is just a wonderful organization and team to be a part of. So again, this is just like a big thank you kind of segue for that, because it's well deserved and well earned, I should say, not deserved, because I do have a problem with saying deserved. I think people earn things, they don't deserve them in general. Some people feel differently, but again, it's my vlog, so I'm sorry if that offends you. I don't mean to turn you off for that, but and not to be harsh or anything, but yeah, that was just, I had to correct myself, because again, I'll work on that as well. But at this point, I am rambling, and I will catch you on the next one. See you soon. Thanks.